Welcome to this explainer on the sunk cost fallacy. Today, we're taking some direct, real-world insights from a business professor to unpack what is honestly a notoriously dangerous psychological trap. And the crazy thing is, it's a trap that catches even the most brilliant, highly educated executives completely off guard. So we're going to break down exactly how this works and, more importantly, how you can avoid it. Let's jump right into part one, the dangerous psychological trap. Okay, I want you to imagine for a second that you're leading a massive initiative. You've spent months, maybe even years, pouring millions of dollars, endless late nights, and just countless resources into this project. But the data is coming back, and well, it's painting a really grim picture. It's a failing project. Yet despite all those glaring red flags screaming at you, you just keep funding it. Why? Well, simply because you feel like you've already spent way too much to quit now. You become emotionally and financially tethered to the history of the project, completely ignoring its current reality. And that leads us to the ultimate question that behavioral economics really tries to answer. Why do incredibly smart, totally rational leaders consistently throw good money after bad? I mean, it defies basic financial logic, right? If a ship is sinking, you don't go buy more deck chairs. Yet, in boardrooms all over the world, every single day, incredibly intelligent people approve budgets for projects they know, deep down, are totally doomed. It's this fundamental flaw in human nature, and to fix it, you really have to name it. Which brings us to section 2, defining the sunk cost fallacy. The absolutely crucial point here is recognizing this cognitive bias for exactly what it is. As our business professor source defines it, this is a bias where past investments routinely and completely cloud future decision-making. You can kind of think of it like a really thick fog rolling into your brain. Those past investments, whether we're talking about money, time, energy, whatever, they're gone, they are sunk. You absolutely cannot get them back no matter what you do next. Yet, this bias tricks your brain into believing that, hey, if I just invest a little bit more, I can somehow validate or rescue what I've already lost. It just completely distorts our rationality. In a perfectly logical world, those heavy, immovable past investments shouldn't even touch your future decision-making. Future decisions should be based entirely on future potential and current facts, period. But the sunk cost fallacy acts as this bridge, letting the massive weight of those past investments drag down and muddy up your future choices. And severing that connection? Well, that is the hardest yet most essential part of executive leadership. Now let's look at a classic example in section 3, the Blockbuster streaming failure. Just think about Blockbuster's timeline. Back in year 1, they had these massive past investments in brick-and-mortar stores. Tons of physical VHS and DVD inventory, and this whole global infrastructure built around people physically walking through their doors. By year 5, as the digital age was really taking off, they walked right into the sunk cost trap. Instead of looking objectively at the future, their leadership was entirely anchored to what they had already spent. They just couldn't stomach the idea of abandoning thousands of physical stores and that highly profitable late fee model. So by year 10, this resulted in their infamous failure to pivot to streaming. They famously passed up the chance to buy Netflix because they just couldn't let go of their old models. They threw good money after a dying business model because they felt they had built too much to change course. And, well, we all know exactly how that ended. Let's move to section 4, strategies to combat bias. Knowing about the trap is one thing, but avoiding that blockbuster fate requires some actual, actionable defense mechanisms. To build your mental shield, you can use these step-by-step strategies. First step, you have to recognize the too much to quit feeling. The second you hear yourself, or maybe a colleague, say, but we've already spent so much time on this, warning bells need to go off. That is the bias talking, not solid business acumen. Second, strictly stop throwing good money after bad. Just freeze the budget, take a pause. Third, actively prevent those past investments from clouding the future. A really great way to do this is to just ask yourself, if I stepped into this role today with zero knowledge of what we've already spent, would I fund this project right now? If the answer is no, it is time to cut the cord. And finally, step 4, pivot instead of failing. Cutting a loss is not a failure if it frees up your capital and your energy to pivot toward a strategy that actually works, exactly like Blockbuster should have done with streaming. Which brings us to our final part, section 5, your future decision-making. The mandate here sounds simple, but it is incredibly difficult in practice. You have to actively fight human nature. You must purposefully avoid this dangerous psychological trap every single time you review a struggling investment. It takes serious courage to look at a project you championed, admit that the past investments are sunk, and refuse to let them dictate your next move. You are quite literally fighting millions of years of human psychology that's screaming at you to hold on. You just have to let it go. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to challenge how you're managing your own projects today. Take a really hard look at your current portfolio, your business initiatives, or heck, even your personal goals. Are past investments clouding your future decisions right now? Are you holding on to something simply because of what it cost you in the past? If so, it might be time to stop throwing good money after bad. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.